Hey everybody, Bill in Virginia. Welcome back to another episode. And have a compound miter saw. We'll be cutting wood. So, swinging around here, you can kind of see inside my garage. Excuse the mess, but do not excuse the model railroad equipment, supplies, trains, everything. Today, I'm getting started on the O-scale ON30 layout. So what you see cut on the floor is the beginnings of the first of 3 sections that I'm going to build for that particular layout. Like the HO scale and the N scale, the ON30 is going to be on casters. So I've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to make this one to be a show layout. So I'll let you follow along as I go through getting the first piece started. I think I have enough materials to get the first one reasonably built. I may have to go and stock up on a few things, but we'll see as I get a little bit farther. But first, I've got to do a little work on these 2 layouts. The backdrops need to come off, the HO and the N scale layout. I will put them in my overhead storage area, and then these layouts will get pushed up and over my little work centers so that I open up more space in the garage. But before I do all of that, I've got to make sure that I've got my various tools out that I'm going to need to do the assembly work. So a little bit more prep work, but I'll show you when I'm a little farther along. So just like that, I now have a lot of workspace. So I still have more than half of the garage available. So in reality, if I wanted to get a vehicle in, I could, but do I want to? No. So I'm going to start laying out the pieces that I've already got cut after I give the floor a quick clean. I will use a slow motion on my broom so I'm not kicking up dust, because I'm not going to cover the layouts for this construction as I'm doing all of the cutting outside. I am not going to screw or nail the frames together. Well, I'll take that back. I'm going to use a pneumatic nail gun to nail the frame after I glue all of the joints. But I'm not going to be doing a lot of stuff that's going to kick up any debris in the garage. I'm going to do all of my cutting outside. Still have a good pile of stuff left for the next phase. So next clip will be as I start to get this stuff laid out. Just a quick snippet here of the layouts in their storage position. I can still get around the garage. Got the 2 HO sections disconnected and butted up against the N scale section, which goes a little bit under the cabinets. So the town of Alta, you know, it fits. I can probably push it in another couple of inches. I'd have to kind of manually move the top of that particular tree right there to get it underneath. But you know what, I got enough space, so I'm not going to worry about it. Things fit well. You know, it's amazing what you can do in a tight space if you put your mind to it. Hey, just a brief clip of a project that I did before I moved the layouts. Is I took a cage that was on the back of an N scale flatbed, one of the kits that I'd been building, and gave it a shot of gray primer, put it down on the ground on the HO scale, and voila, I got a little pen that can hold chickens. So I've got some chickens in there, a guy standing on an old crate. A real simple little ad. I found the chickens when I was cleaning up on my workstations as I was kind of looking through figures for different things. Figured, you know what, perfect to add a little bit right here to the little maintenance shack that a guy lives in while he's working over here with the old industrial buildings. So just a fun little ad on the layout. Well, it has turned into a rainy afternoon here in Richmond, Virginia. So I do have a bunch of pieces cut, and I've got part of the first module laid out. That little piece that's overhanging, no, I gotta cut it. It just got rained out before I could do anything. So what I'm working on is the section that's on the right side. It's 4.5 by 4.5, and you can kind of see the how it's looking here as I'm laying it out. It should work out pretty good. This is where some of the drop down is going to be on the top half of this. That area right in here is going to extend out about another foot, and that's going to be down a foot. This area that's over here is going to kind of come up and then of course go out a foot over here to make a complete 4 foot 6 inch square. This area is going to be dropped down 18 inches. That's going to give me some scenic effects where I think I'd showed in a few videos. I got some trestle uprights, actually a really good deal off eBay. And this drop down is going to continue on to the 6 foot section that's going to be over here so that I can have some relief for the O scale train. There'll be at least 2, if not more, bridges over here with a deep trestle going around sort of an edge of a mountain that's going to come up, and I'll be able to scenic it. So it should give me some good scenery opportunities for the O scale piece, and then the ON3 is going to be sitting above that. But I got to get this thing built first. Still got plenty of lumber. Just I will get this glued up and nailed up with my pneumatic nailer. These over here that are basically L-shaped, I'm going to glue those. Those are going to be my legs. So I've got to glue those up, and then I'll just cut them to length for the section that I'm working on. These over here that are in the middle, those are the pieces for the drop down to go to the lower sections of this particular module. So you'll see as it all comes together here. Well, this is it for a Saturday night. Everything is glued up and nailed up that I can do this evening. I need a decent day tomorrow where I can get my saw outside and cut a handful of other boards, and I can finish up this particular module, at least for the top, and start getting the legs on it. Well, the first 4'6" by 4'6" module is coming along. I've got the basics of the framing taken care of. I've still got some more work to do, and I'll add some more cross pieces to the top. But the next thing I want to do is I want to get it to the height that I want. So I'm going to bring it up probably another 12, maybe 14 inches. So there's going to be some high scenery on this, so I don't want to get too crazy. But you can see here, and this is the back of the layout. So this area right in here will be low going into the next module that'll attach over here. This is an 18-inch difference between the top of the layout and then the base of that. That is going to be where, for the O-scale trains, I'm going to have a track coming in this way, making the curve around here, and that way I can have some fairly dramatic drop off and elevation coming up, because then the ON3s will be up higher and actually kind of more over on this piece over here. So I'm going to have some really cool scenery, at least I think, once I get this piece done. Next thing to do is to start cutting some legs, and then I can start to use the rest of the lumber to frame up the base. And then I've still got to go and I've got to get some plywood so that I can make some corner pieces so that I can attach my wheels to keep this thing portable. But it's coming along. I'm happy with how it's looking so far. All right, most of the legs are on, so this is coming together. I'm going to add a little bit more to it, and then I'm going to be doing the base. Like I said, this is going to be portable, so it's going to be on casters. So I've got to do a little bit more work around this. Also, on this side, essentially from here through here, I'm going to have legs going down, or actually just sort of supports going down. The base will be there and then go over, tie into what will be on the floor there, and then come back following that to here. That way I can scoot this little jobby with my rear end on it underneath the layout so that I can use some of this space as a pop-up. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of mountain scenery. This is going to be forest, hills, mountains. So I'm going to be able to come in, and if I need, I'm not going to be able to stand up, but I can lift the chair and I can work so that I can get access to the trains that are going to be on the inside of the layout. Should work for me. Yeah, famous last words again, but we will see. So anyway, tomorrow during my lunch break, I'm going to go outside, and I've got a bunch more marked to do some cutting so that the next segment on this, I should have this quite a bit farther along. Well, getting farther along, the base is fairly well done, so you can kind of see how I'm doing that. This spot right in here is what I was talking about in the last one, where I can scoot in and under the layout if I need to. I've got the additional legs put on for support, things boxed in, got my casters all set. So a little bit more work to do to add some storage space on this. Then I'll flip it over, put the wheels on it, and then I can do a little bit more. I got to put in a cross brace just to kind of give it a little bit more rigidity. It's not bad right now. I can shake it, and it is solid, but I do want to put a diagonal in the back just to kind of make sure it's not going anywhere. Then after that, I can start playing with it a little bit. So getting there. Casters are on, and I will let some glue dry. But this is not finished, but ready to do something else. So on wheels, I can easily get it maneuvered just like the other layouts. So this should work out pretty well for the garage and for shows. So still got some more pieces I need to add. I need to add a base in the sides. I've got some boards marked cut so that I can add shelves on each side for materials. Like I said before, a little diagonal for a brace, and then the top I will add additional bracing once I get started on it. By then I will know, where the tracks are going to go and where I need risers and things like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that until I get started. But this was a fun project. I hear lumber prices are going up, so I really don't know when I'm going to do the next piece, but I kind of plan on doing it over Christmas. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Take care and keep having fun on your layouts.